Welcome to an instant reaction edition of Andy and Ari On3 presented by BetMGM. Ari, what a game in Knoxville. Georgia wins it 44-41 in overtime. Tennessee had a chance to win it at the end of regulation, but college kickers will indeed college kicker.
I got to say, I don't really react to wins and losses very often, I legitimately feel bad for Tennessee fans right now.
Oh, you're down bad on this one, mostly because you had a whole column written about how Joey Aguilar was the savior. But here's the
other
thing.
Reasons.
You're still right. He's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, I might actually take it and like still right. I wrote 1,000 words about Tennessee. I think 600 of them apply still, and I might read.
He made Georgia's defense look pretty normal.
Yeah.
So
here's the deal. I know how this game ended. And I know that Tennessee had a chance to kick a field goal. If that field goal goes in at the end of regulation, we're having a legitimate conversation right now about how the SEC doesn't have a real superpower this year.
And we can still have it.
But then Georgia impressed the hell out of me in coming back. That game was
21-7. Everybody's writing them off. This was a classic never tweet in the first quarter game. 21-7, everybody's writing them off. They worked their way back. By the third quarter, they're in control, and then Tennessee storms back. Like when Tennessee was marching down the field to set up the game-winning field goal that wasn't, I'm yelling at my TV because I didn't understand why Kirby Smart's not calling timeout with 2:25 to go. I'm like, you got 3 timeouts. You got the 2-minute timeout. Like, you're going to get a 3 and out here. You've been stopping him most of the second half. No. Tennessee shredded Georgia's defense on that possession. They were moving it down the field, running the ball at will, and I was really impressed. And so you knew, though, when the kick didn't go in. That was that. And in a second, they get back out for overtime. Georgia's run defense shows up immediately. Like, first play, 1-yard gain. It's like, nope, never mind. Done here.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Aguilar threw for 371 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Tennessee lost at home. He
did throw 2 picks, too.
Yeah, he did. And, in the third quarter, also forgot how to play football for an entire quarter. But, I don't know. I'm trying to think of, what the spin on this is going to be. And I don't know, maybe spin's not the right word. What's the reaction? Did we just got done watching a high-level football game in the SEC where both teams are going to compete for playoff spots? Or do we watch 2 fundamentally flawed teams duke it out? I think it's more.
Can both be true? I think both can be true.
Yeah, I think that Georgia is a really good football team, and I think Tennessee proved they are much better than I thought they were. And I think that going down the line, when you look at all the things that Tennessee learned, we can break down what this means for Georgia. Georgia's good. Okay, great. Now, we know that.
Right. We knew Georgia was good.
Tennessee found receivers. Their receivers were sensational. And what was the number one thing that we talked about in the offseason that Tennessee did not have last year? Great.
Receivers. Yeah.
Receivers. They found a quarterback who was smiling on the television broadcast in the fourth quarter at times. I don't know if you noticed that, but he was not too big for the moment. A person who could throw 371 yards on Georgia's defense. And that means that, to me, Tennessee can win every single game they've got less on their schedule.
As producer River points out, same receivers Nico was throwing to last year that Nico's team said wasn't good enough.
Yeah. So want to know what the actual angle of my column was? And I think it still applies. My angle was that Tennessee fans could finally fully turn the page on the Nico stuff because the best revenge is living well. You don't have to worry about watching UCLA get its ass kicked by New Mexico on a Friday night anymore, because what you have,
that's still fun for them, I'm sure.
It's still fun. But I had a girlfriend back in the day, and I used to keep up on, did she break up with her boyfriend, or did she get a new job, or did she move? All these things. I always used to keep tabs on her because that's what you do. When you're single and you had a love relationship go bad, and then you meet somebody that is so much better than what you had before. I don't care about that person anymore. Even if she has the hottest husband and he makes $1 million a year and they live in Laguna Beach, it does not matter to me because what I have is more important. what I have now is better than what that ever was. And I think that, like, while Tennessee is college football in general is all about Schadenfreude and watching, other people, struggle, and you feel betrayed by that person. Like, today marks the day, win or lose, that Tennessee can finally move on from that and let that go. That's a disaster. What's going on at UCLA for him is probably punishment enough. Like, Tennessee found a dog for a quarterback, and he has his flaws. Throwing it up into double coverage deep is going to work sometimes when you have a 6'4" receiver who can jump up and grab it and run into the end zone. But there are times too where the opposing team's going to pick it off. You have a quarterback that is good enough that can win any single game you play in the SEC. And in April, when this shit was going down with Nico, it was bad. It was bad back then. I think that you found out today, even in the heartbreak, that you have a squad. And like,
here's what Georgia found out. You're not the dominant superpower you once were, but you still have dudes who can make plays when they have to make plays. And that quarterback you were worried about on 4th and 6, when you had to have it, he threw a dime to London Humphreys. I mean, they lose that. He doesn't make that throw. Yeah. They lose.
I mean, we do need to have a Gunnar Stockton conversation.
Gunnar Stockton played plenty well. Is he the perfect quarterback? No, but he did just fine in that environment. I'll take it.
I think that you could also make the case that everything I just said about Tennessee is true for Georgia.
Correct. Because this game was not that different. If a 14-year-old kicker, or I'm assuming that's his age based on the way he looks, if a 14-year-old kicker makes a kick, Tennessee wins and Georgia doesn't. That's all. That's the only difference. So we can't make any other grand sweeping revelations about this thing. All of these things are still true.
If you think that the SEC is still propped up because Georgia's Georgia, then what does that say about Tennessee? And like, I know that people in Knoxville who filled up that stadium and had the time of their life today don't want moral victories. I think that the moral victory today stands, but you can use and reap the benefits and revel in that later on when the team that you have is beating UAB. It's beating Mississippi State and Arkansas and probably Alabama. Who knows? Alabama looked really good today too.
Wisconsin. Yeah, we don't know about that. We don't know about Oklahoma. We don't know about Florida.
Like the rest of their schedule.
Yeah, they can make the playoff. Tennessee can make the playoff.
They'll probably be dogs on the road to Bama because it's on the road. Are they favored in every other game on their schedule? Who knows what Florida will be.
Depends on Oklahoma. We don't know what Oklahoma will be at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like Tennessee more than every single team on their schedule, maybe outside of Oklahoma at this point. And Oklahoma is still a big question mark to me. So, playoff team? You're not going to see Tennessee on a lot of off-season, preseason playoff projection brackets. If I were doing a bracketology, I would consider putting Tennessee in it tonight.
I might. I won't, but I'll consider it.
I would
put them in there because I have other weeks that I could put them in there later.
Yeah,
when they win.
Yeah. So I mean, and by the way, what a wonderful display of football that was! Just for the
it was amazing
for the game. There isn't a single person with a pulse who likes football who wouldn't have enjoyed that. So, Gunner's first road start. Big win, big comeback win. The fact that they were down 8 late, looked like they were cooked, drove them down the field. They scored. He made some throws that were the difference in the game. Georgia found a quarterback that they know is, battle tested. That's how you get experience. Tennessee knows it's not cooked with its quarterback. They have receivers that can go out and make a play. I thought, the running back situation was pretty good. I saw 2 teams on the field today that could win any game they play against anybody, probably. So that's good. That's good for the SEC. That's good for both fan bases. And, it's not 2019 anymore. Losing a game at home doesn't cook you, not by any stretch of the imagination. And I actually think that the committee later on down the line will use this for Tennessee as there's no such thing as a quality loss, but it does frame the way that conversation is made and had. I think that if Tennessee is in an argument with somebody down the line and Georgia continues to win games down the stretch of the season, that this game will still play a benefit in tiebreakers. Well,
yes. I mean, the committee's going to look at how do you play against other teams in the playoff mix. Did you win? Did you lose? Did you get blown out? Did you blow them out? Like, all of that matters. All that makes a difference down the line. So if they're tied with somebody else who, when they got in games against playoff type teams, they got blown out, that's going to go in Tennessee's favor.
Yeah, no question. Do
we need to talk about Kirby not kicking the extra point?
Do you want to?
I'm kidding. He can't kick the extra point. The game's over. But they were favored by 3.5, and if he could have kicked that extra point, it would have been good for a lot of people.
I picked Tennessee money line. Lost that on the show and lost that in real life. So
it's okay because I still lost too because I picked Georgia to cover.
Yeah, I suck at this. By the way, I am having an awful day again. Awful day. Sorry, Ari. It's okay. It's part of the game.
The night is young. You have chances.
Yeah, yeah. The good news is that like I'll either get hot tonight or I'm not going to make it to the morning. Either one. Yeah. I don't know what it's going to be.
By the way, it appears defense is completely optional in the Ole Miss Arkansas game. Although the first 3 drives have been exactly like the first 3 drives of the Georgia Tennessee game.
Yeah,
one team is up 14-7. So that is the SEC is not going to be a heavily defensive league. It is not going to be a lot of 3-2 scores.
Yeah, no, Ohio State beating Ohio 6-0 in the middle of the second quarter. We got some bangers going on right now.
Coach Manning may be bad. Like
we have a show tonight. That's the good
not
news.
Shaky, but like bad.
Andy, I think we have a show tonight.
We do. We do.
We have some topics. Yeah. By the way, if you're just watching this because you're a college football fan and you want to talk about Arch Manning, we're going to have a long discussion about that tonight. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I need to formulate some takes between now and 10:30 Central, 11:30 Central Eastern time.
Yeah, you got some time. But I was very impressed with Georgia's comeback. I was impressed with Gunnar Stockton making the biggest throw when he had to make it. This will be fun. See, that's the thing. I enjoy watching this version of Georgia because they are tough. They don't give up, but they also might lose. Whereas those 3 years ago versions weren't going to lose. They were just going to suck the life out of you.
Yeah. I thought
from a standpoint of someone with no rooting interest in the game, it's like, yeah, this is fun.
You know what I do notice about you? And I didn't say it in the chat. I think you're trapped still in old Georgia land a little bit.
I don't think so. I'm not anymore. Not after today.
Okay. Like during the game, like
see, here's the thing. It's matchup dependent. I've already seen Ole Miss do it to him. So I'm not gonna say that when they play them.
But you sent me a text in the first quarter at halftime or in the third quarter saying, "Hey,
because Georgia had come back and taken complete control and Tennessee couldn't do anything." And I was Kirby's daddy.
But you said, did you take 7.5 after it was 21-14? I was like, no, I actually thought Georgia was going to lose by more than that.
When it was 21-7 on BetMGM, the live line was Georgia plus 7.5, which if you hit it, you'd have won money, and you didn't.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and I've been losing money all day. So, but it would have been great to have done it. But my frame of reference at the time when it was 21-14 was that Tennessee was going to win by more than 7.5. And I think that maybe I am way on the right and you're way on the left, or maybe I'm just misunderstanding you. But like, I am not under the illusion that Georgia is going to boa constrictor the hell out of every opponent that it plays this year.
I'm not anymore either. They just gave up 41 points to Tennessee.
And I think they will lose at some point this year. It won't matter.
Of course. They lost. Ari, they lost last year.
Yeah. Yeah. But like that one drive out of the locker room, didn't they have like a 14-play drive or 13 plays were
first drive of the second half is where it looked like, oh, this is them returning to 4. But the thing is, you'd already seen enough in the first half that the defense is not the dominant Georgia defense of 2021 or 2022. It's just not. You can't even stock a defense like that in college football anymore. You can't have that kind of personnel because they'll like even in actual Georgia land, they left. Like Jermaine Johnson was on that defensive line and he left and became the best defensive player in the ACC. And he was a rotation guy at Georgia. So even then you couldn't keep all that talent together. Now it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. But Georgia could definitely win the national title.
Here's the other piece about Tennessee. let's say this game happened again. Oh, I don't know, in Atlanta, the first weekend of December. Tennessee's starting cornerbacks are playing in that game, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't playing in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So, if these two see each other again, which whether that would be in Atlanta or a playoff game, it could be different. But it was sure as hell fun this time, so I would take it again.
Yeah.
If someone would give it to me.
If you're Georgia tonight, revel in the fact that you are still badass. And if you're Tennessee tonight, revel in the fact that you have it good. And that you no longer have to worry about your ex. And maybe we'll see you in Atlanta. I don't know. We'll see. But I thought that was high-level football. And I thought that was highly entertaining. And I got the sense that both of these teams can beat anybody else in the SEC. And I don't know how many other teams in the SEC I feel that about, but it might.
There's nobody in the SEC that you're like, they're going to beat everybody they play.
But there's also nobody. There's also like 6 teams in the SEC that you could come up with an idea of like they theoretically could win X matchup with.
Yes, that's the thing. There's a lot of they can beat anybody. There's no they will beat everybody.
Right. Which means that we probably are around the corner at some case for some chaos as Florida goes up 3-0 on LSU in the first quarter. So
yeah, they're showing now. They're currently showing the pregame fisticuffs. This is one of those nights in Death Valley.
Should we go watch it?
We should go watch it, and we will talk about it with you live 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll wrap up all the day's action. This has been fun already. I got a feeling this night is going to be legendary. We'll talk to you soon.